This video is an in-depth examination of the jet sweep series as it's used and applied at the NFL level. Of course, the Rams major in it. They use jet motion on a ton of plays, a high percentage of plays, probably the highest percentage of plays. Their jet motion is a little bit different from everybody else, so I think it's a very intentional reason. I'm going to focus on three concepts here. Jet sweep, which is the first play you're going to see to Jamar Chase, a 2025 game against the Minnesota Vikings. Also, jet dive, and then jet follow. I will explain those as we goes throughout the course of the video, and then give you two play action concepts at the end. This is usually going to be 5-minute style videos where I go over a concept. This one ended up being a whole lot longer than that because I kept adding on plays. So you just get your athlete the ball on a jet sweep, whether it's a running back, in this case it's a wide receiver, and they're blocking the top side defensive end with the tight end. There's two tight ends on the field for Cincinnati, one here and one here. The guy to the top side is just trying to secure the outside on the defensive end edge defender, which I think is Jonathan Grenard. I'll cover from the end zone angle why this three technique is left unblocked on jet sweep. It's a complementary concept, one that really puts that defensive tackle in a bind, if you ask me. Basically, they leave him unblocked because he can't make the play. If he is going to make the play, that means he's radically getting upfield, and he'd be unable to defend the complementary plays off of it, like jet dive, which I'll talk about in a couple of plays here. This is really based out of a true wing T series. We have jet sweep, jet trap, and then maybe jet reverse, some type of play action off of it. There's the three technique magnified or spot shadowed there. Like I said, he's totally unblocked because he's incapable of making this play. And you've got the tackle releasing up to go get the front side inside linebacker, and then the tight end, like I said, dealing with the edge defender. I think it's Jonathan Grenard, who at this point has left the Minnesota Vikings. The Rams use jet motion more than anyone. My estimation would be that the Rams are using jet motion 22 times a game, but that probably depends on really how much they're under center. Under center, it's not just jet motion, it's slightly different. It's really like stealing yards, in my opinion, into the boundary against a too high safety structure, particularly out of 11 personnel. It's a great play concept. Any team can run it. It creates the horizontal threat with complementary plays off of it. A really easy look at it here because first of all, the angle that we have. This is Dallas against the Lions in 2025. It's an 11 personnel group for the Cowboys. Pro twins under center. And what that does is you get the nickel defender to the field. So in this case, you've got two safeties on the field, and the normally 11 personnel is going to elicit a nickel group from the defense. In this case, Detroit, which they did often in 2025, they've got their base personnel on the field. So it's a 4-3 personnel group for Detroit, but they've walked up the Sam linebacker Derek Barnes because Dallas has got twin receivers to the field in Lamb and George Pickens. In addition, Detroit has gone cowboy, meaning they've put both outside corners on the field. So this is jet dive, okay? It's going to be a give to the jet. And the way that I'm going to call it jet dive is because you're leaving the defensive end to the side of the jet totally unblocked, and you've got two schemes happening. Scheme number one is the blocking scheme for the running back. If you were going to give it to the running back, it's not a read by the quarterback. He's got his back turned to the defense. Scheme number two is what actually happens here. The two receivers to the outside, lead blocking. They're trying to create a 3-on-2 to the field because they're leaving Barnes, the field side DN / outside linebacker, unblocked. And they do actually get a 3-on-2. It's a really great run through by the free safety, Maddox. A little bit of an underrated player, if you ask me. Spent some time with the Eagles, and then now he's been with Detroit for a couple of years. He limits Turpin to like a 5-yard gain. Long way to go. And it's a threatening play still because of the horizontal nature of it. It's a sweep to the field, so they're forcing you to be declarative, and it ends up being a 3-on-3. These three defenders against the two blockers, and then the receiver, who in this case, got the handoff. You can use anyone here. I intentionally chose Chase, a superstar at the NFL level on the first play, and then a somewhat underrated or underutilized guy in terms of usage and overall targets in Turpin.